Hello, welcome to today's live. It is coming to the end of the year, and I always do a fountain pen video at the end of the year. And the issue this year is I stopped doing writing samples of all my pens together in about February. Actually, no, May. I think May is when I officially stopped doing writing samples together of pens. So a good portion of what's in this bin is not swatched out together, which makes doing a video on fountain pens in a couple weeks quite hard. So we are going to start by going through this lovely Cola ring that has a whole bunch of pens swatched out on it and see which of these pens I still own, because some of them I no longer have. And then we will see what in this bin needs to be swatched. I will say I pulled some of these from like my dirty pens to clean pile. So I guess I should also grab a set of one of these rings for the pens that I no longer have. Let's go grab another set of Cola rings. It's funny how many things I use Cola rings for. Ew, could I use those cheap Muji ones that don't work for this? Because it doesn't work for swatching, but would it work for pen nibs? I'd have to re-swatch them all. Do I feel like doing that? I don't know. How many pens do I need to re-swatch? I guess that'll be the question. Because I do have 2 of the Muji rings. Actually, I have 4. And they don't work for inks. But then I've also got this set of Cola ring dippers that's got ink stains on them, so I can't use them for ink. Let's see how many of these pens I actually have to re-swatch. Or still have yet to be swatched. Oh, so many of these Ferris wheel press pens are no longer in my collection. Hongdian. Oh, I also swatched all my spare nibs. That's going to be a problem. I haven't swatched any of my spare nibs forever. I've got a huge stash of spare nibs. These are all Kavekos. All Kavekos. Lamy. Parker. Hi. These all Parkers? Thought I didn't own 5 Parkers. I do. So I've swatched. That was a May purchase. So I know that I've swatched since May. Where's Pilot? There's Pilot. I did order something new from Pilot. It is not here yet. But I ordered something very nice for Pilot for my birthday. I'm pretty good. I sort of needed a busy project today. And so getting organized for a December video seemed like a good idea. That's the Waterman Ideal. That's the Weaver. Oh, there are so many things to swatch. So first of all, dude, then why are you here? Find somewhere else to be. All of these carousels are gone. I can't get the caps off of them. There was no point in me having them. So they're all gone, as is my Lamy. Though technically it's just in Mom's collection. So I guess I still have it, but I don't really have it. Because it's in Mom's collection. So I almost need a second bin, and I don't think I've got a second empty bin, do I? Is that bin empty? That bin is pretty quickly empty. So that's swatched. Those 2 are swatched. That's swatched. You're not swatched. Is that how we're going to do it? We're just going to go through and see what's swatched as we go. Okay. I'm going to put these ones back on the chain And then sort of as we go, I'll pull, I don't actually know where my Want Your Pacino is right now. It's somewhere. There are also, do I keep this card system or do I switch the card system? I don't really want to re-swatch all of these. And because of that, but these are so much cheaper. I've got a whole bunch of them right now. No, we're gonna stick to these for now, mostly because I don't want to re-swatch everything that's already been swatched. All right. I wonder what pen I use to write the names on the bottom of all these cards. So, Benu, Nabelur, Conklin, Monteverde, Sailor, Esterbrook, Lunk. Right. Right. For ink, I know what ink I used, and so we're just going to put some in the lovely little carousel. Because at least I can swatch these all with the same color. Honestly, this is like both my least favorite and favorite part of getting ready to film the year-end video. It's such like a housekeeping task, but it's also so much fun to actually see what I've added over the course of a year. Benu, and I don't, I'm gonna put my Christmas present is down on this page, even though I'm not gonna swatch it out today, because when I get it, I'll only have a couple days to turn it around for this video. All right, I think that is, oh, and Heinz. How did I forget that? I'm staring at their box. All right, I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna need this pen again. So we're not gonna actually put that away. And then let's just grab a pen. So this is the Conklin Mark Twain, which clearly needs to be washed. It actually was in the pile of pens that needed to be cleaned. But I wanted to film this video, or I wanted to get this project done. And so I pulled everything that needed to be cleaned. What is this? This is the broad. This is a double broad, I want to say. Yep. All right. Oh, this is an original plus. All right. And this one is going into the to be cleaned pile. This is a pop cap. I do love this pen. This is a Monteverde. Oh, is this an Innova? I believe it's an Innova. It is an Innova. This pen might write. Let's see. It was also in the to be cleaned pile, but I think the ink in here is still wet. Let's see. Oh yeah. All right, those two are done. Like, I'm just sort of tossing them. I'm like, I'll be able to figure out what you are. Are you still wet? We'll see. Let's move all the brands over now that they're dry. That ink is feathering quite badly, whereas that one's totally fine. Oh, I love this pen. This is a Esterbrook Scarlet with a medium nib. Yeah. Let's do one more. Let's do the Benu Hot Toddy. Because it's such a pretty pen. Currently got it eyedroppered. I don't know that I'm going to make it through all the ink that's in this pen. I might have to turn it into my only pen for a couple weeks. Oh, were these all... These were all in the same color of ink. Oh, that was smart. Whatever. When I someday redo this set, they'll all be the same color. But for pens that are inked up, I don't see the point in uninking them. That's a lot of wasted ink. So we're just gonna leave them inked. Is that Omniflex? Nope, that's still wet. Is this Omniflex dry? It should be. Oh, nope. It was still wet because I've just smudged it. Are you dry? Yes, you are. The difference between a quick dry ink and slower dry inks. I love Estes, and this is the Scarlet. It's so pretty. Now just making a pile on my laptop of the cards. You should be dry. You are dry. This is a Euphoria. In Hot Toddy. I do love a good Benu. Such a nice pen. Let's... I know what this is. This is a medium? It is a medium. This is actually a waterproof ink. I love this pen because it doesn't look like a fountain pen. This is rose gold. Such a fun pen. Hello. I'm trying to be productive so that I can get this pen video of the Fountain Pen collection filmed for December. But like the like nib swatching that has to happen for that video is so much because I've not done any since Chicago Pen Show in May, I think. That was the last time I did nib swatches. So things have changed significantly. And so today we're taking a break from Christmas cards so that I can film this video at some point. And the issue is that this ink isn't playing nice on this paper. And so for this back side, I'm actually going to dip it in the Ferris wheel press ink that I've got out on my desk, because this ink isn't going back in its bottle, so it doesn't matter. So I've done an in-person sale for them. And normally I do an Instagram sale, but currently Canada Post is on strike. And so that makes it quite difficult to get a package out to people. So unless people are willing to pay for FedEx or UPS, I currently can't get anyone who isn't local a package. I can get a package together for you. It's just, depending on where you live, potentially going to be a bit expensive. But shoot me a DM on Instagram, and I will do some investigation and see what I can do. I do still have some trees left. I think I've got about 25 to 30 trees left. So I do still have some. You also haven't seen this pen yet. This is this week's video. It is brand new on my desk from Esterbrook, and the PR pics that I just took for this pen are so stunning. Like, it's on occasion I take pictures of a pen and I go, oh, those are really pretty. But it's one of those pens, like, you can even under the studio lights just see the opalescence of it. And I managed to get it in the sunlight just perfectly, and it's so pretty. I can't wait for the photos to go up on Wednesday. So this is a medium nib. It's also an Esterbrook model I didn't have in my collection. It's their Capri, it's their JR, and so it's a lot smaller than a Estie, and it's about the same size as, if I can get the cap off of my Sport, it's about the same, actually it's, when a Sport is posted, a Sport is bigger than the Capri. JR, but it's such a stunning color. It is a really pretty pen. And Mom's actually had a JR for a couple weeks. Mom got one at Scriptus. And I will say, I was a bit jealous. I love the pen, but I love this colorway, which sold out at Scriptus. And so one didn't come home with me, but they were kind enough to send one along. And it is so stunning. I've got a thing for pocket pens and little pens. Like I've got a Wancher Pacino, but there's just something about this pen that I absolutely adore. And I can't wait to see what colors of JRs they come out with in the future, because I have to say it's a pen model from Esterbrook that I've sort of always overlooked because I don't like the model J very much. I find it sort of awkward in my hand. The JR, on the other hand, is just so lovely. Let's do one of my other Esterbrook pens. And this is an Esterbrook Cobalt with a mini stub. And I do adore this nib. Currently it's got Parker Quink in it, which is also an ink that I always looked over. Or overlooked. I like that this pen is actually called 2024 re-release. This is an Esterbrook Legacy color. And so they've had to include that it's a re-release in the name so that people don't think it's the original resin. I have to say, it's still stunning and super, super reflective. I did a video on this pen a few weeks ago, and I adore it. All right, how many Kaweco Sports do I have swatches for? Kaweco Fine. There's swatches for both of those. Medium. Ooh, that's no longer. Huh. All right. Gotta love YouTube. For a while I was getting Lancome ads. Or I was getting texts that there were Lancome ads on all my videos. So I'm pulling the green, if I can find it, because that Kaweco Sport is no longer a green. That medium is. This is not a medium nib anymore. I've still got a double broad, I've still got a medium, I've still got a broad. What did I do there? Okay. Everything. Nope. Okay. As we drop everything. All right. Cool. I'm just gonna now put these in a pile, and I get to deal with them later. I get to play match the pen to its nib. I guess if I add green. There we go. Because what was the original medium nib on that swatch has now become a double broad, and that double broad has become a Cursive Italic Smooth by Matthew Chen. My issue is I can never get the right angle for this pen when I'm filming with it. But I do love it. It's super fun. Yes, I should probably add that Matthew Chen did this nib. I love this pen now. I loved it before. I loved the pen itself before, but I didn't love the nib. And now it's just fabulous. Ooh, I don't think that's been swatched. Do I need to do a Leonardo one? I think I need to do a Leonardo one. Go Dark Sapphire. I don't know, it's the Waterman Ideal. All right. So that's that I no longer own. I'm just going to throw that out. Where's my 2 Leonardos? All right. It's weird that I've got 2 Leonardos on my desk. Like, it's such a weird statement. One was sent to me by Goldspot, and the other was sent to me by SBRE Brown. Oh, apparently this is inked. So this is and this one is the special edition Bella de Notte from Goldspot from the spring. It's a absolutely stunning pen. Which has been tuned by Matthew Chen. All right, stuff is dry now, so we can start to pull from here. Neveler. Kaweco. Bennu. Conklin. Where's my Conklin? There's my Conklin. Faber-Castell. There isn't going to be a pen for this one yet because I'm opening it up for Christmas. Esterbrook. Pelican. Oh, I need to get that pen out again. Where did I just dump it? Nope, you're not to be washed. You're clean. Oh, it's a Memento Magico. I love this pen. I don't actually know the colorway for this pen. It's very complicated. But I know that I did a blog post on it. So let's go find its name from the blog post. Memento Zero Grande is the pen name. It's a Navigio. Oh, Navigio. I am going to put this one in the pens to clean pile. It's been inked for a solid bit, and I just find I'm not reaching for it a bunch lately. And so I think that means it's time to take it out of rotation for a little bit. And then at some point, I'll be excited to use it a whole bunch again, and it'll get inked. I will say that's the nice thing about Leonardo's, is that they seal really well, and so that pen has actually probably had ink in it for far longer than it's supposed to. Let's do this one next. This is a Architect nib. It's currently in a clear I do love this Architects from Fountain Pen Revolution. I just wish it fit in more nibs. Wish the nib fit in more pens that I had. I might have to pick up the size 6 version they make, because I do love a good Architect. I almost think that my Leonardo. Let's do this Snaveler. I love this Snaveler. This is a broad. Out of all their models, the Horizon is by far my favorite. I do have an original plus that I like. I just don't love cleaning the vacuum system. This is a piston and it's absolutely stunning, and the gradient of the light blue to the dark blue is absolutely fantastic. This is the Glacier. I think Gold Spot still has it in stock, but I think that's about it for places that still have it in stock other than the Navaler website. And this currently has Mont Blanc ink in it, because they make my favorite dark blue ink. Which actually, when I compare it to like the cost of other inks I buy, like Ferris Wheel Press and even some of the Sailor inks, isn't that bad, because the bottles are 60 ml. This is a Horizon. In Glacier. And I think it probably needs to be cleaned. Stream is locked up on my end. Could be me. I don't know what's happening. Is it still locked up, or is it back to working now? Because there's nothing up on my phone. All right, we're gonna keep going. This is a Pelikan Twist. I didn't think I was gonna like this pen. It's got a triangular grip, which I don't love in the Lamy. I actually really like this pen, and the more I use it, the less I rotate, and when I get it as the habit of using it, I start to rotate more. So I need to get back to using it because I'm starting to rotate pens quite badly again. But this is a medium nib. I don't know if they only come in medium. They only had them in medium nibs at the Atlas Sidewalk sale. I will also say this pen seals so incredibly well. It has had ink in it now since August. It's had the same cartridge in it since August. And I probably haven't used it in like 2 weeks. At least. Probably been more than 2 weeks since I last picked up this pen. But it's such a stunning pen, and I adore it when I get to use it. So, this is a Twist in Girly Pink. I just loved the rose gold color. Let's do another one with a fun grip. This is the Faber-Castell grip, which also has a triangular grip, which historically I have not enjoyed. Except I like the Faber-Castell grip. This is an extra fine nib. But I will say it is the nicest extra fine nib in my entire collection on one of the cheapest pens I own. Like, this is nicer than the nib on my Hongdian, which is my black pen. And it is far less expensive than the Hongdian, I want to say. It comes with all the accessories and is still less expensive than the Hongdian. And makes a much finer line than the Hongdian does. So I will be moving my black ink at some point into a grip with an extra fine nib, because it's sort of a much nicer experience. I do love the Hongdian, but there's just something nice about the grip. And I, again, forgot to write on the back. And it's a turquoise pen, and it's got Faber-Castell turquoise in it right now, which is shockingly hard to find in Canada. I think Les Wines is the only people that carry Faber-Castell inks. And they do have a fabulous store, but I don't visit them very often. What's in, oh, all right. This is a broad nib. Love this color name. Because of course Sailor would name this pen Follow the Mermaid. This is the slim version. I love Pro Gear Slims compared to normal Pro Gears. All right, so that's the Sailor done. Which, that hasn't been done, that hasn't been done. Those haven't been done, and that hasn't been done. All right. All those have been done. Cool. All right, this is something that I don't think I've shown. It is a vintage Kaweco Sport made by Diplomat with all of the like old patterning on it. I really like it. It's a medium nib. It's got one of the old style Kaweco nibs. The plating's starting to peel, but really I just thought it was super cool. And I found it for sale on Facebook Marketplace. And clearly I have not cleaned it since the last time it was used by me. And so it'll go into the pens to be cleaned pile. I just thought it was super cool that it was a Kaweco Sport made by Diplomat. And I am such a fan of sports that, you know, it was coming home with me. All right. We're almost done. We have 5 pens left. So, in the world of Monteverde, we have this. Which is super cool. It is a Invincia, Innova, something. It's an Invincia. So this is once again an Omniflex nib. And apparently this has ink in it. Bet you this was in the to be washed pile. So I would say it has a questionable amount of ink in it. I think it's like, it doesn't really have ink in it, but it like sort of had ink in it for the first couple letters. So this is a purple. We're gonna put this in the to be cleaned pile. And then I have it in Nebula, which is absolutely stunning and I adore it. And I should have had it in my Inked Up when we had all the Northern Lights. That would have been super fun. But I didn't have it in my Inked Up when we had all the Northern Lights happening. This is a broad. I happen to remember that this broad is quite juicy and burns through quite a lot of ink. I can't believe we've only got 3 left. I do love the Nebula design. Oh, that was definitely in the to be cleaned pile. All right. We're so close to being done. So we're gonna do these two, and then we're gonna do the last thing because it's gonna be the first time I ink the last thing. So this is a Faber-Castell Neo Slim. Bet you have cleaned this pen. Ah. This is a fine nib. All right, are you gonna get cleaned? Yeah. Then we have one of my favorite pens. I adore this pen. This is the Esterbrook SD Golden Gratitude. Which has a fine nib on it. And then we have the final pen on my desk, which I really haven't shown off. The video on it is coming. It just got bumped by an Esterbrook video. And because I didn't have distilled water. I finally got a hand-turned pen. And it's stunning. So it's from Heinz. And I adore it. It's so pretty. It's even got like the purple nib on it to match the purple clip and all the purple. Like absolutely stunning. All right. So this is a B24. It's so pretty, but I can't use normal water to clean it. So for now, we're just gonna wipe it off. But it is absolutely stunning, and I'm just like searching for the right ink to put into it. So that is our final pen, and we are going to cap off this inkwell and tuck it up there. I'm also gonna get rid of this Vista card because I don't need that. It's in Mom's collection, not mine. And I sort of like, honestly, I sort of like the nib splattered one for the ink splattered one for the nibs. Because I'm never going to put normal things in it. So let's, there's Heinz, Monteverde. Let's tuck everything out of the way. Pelican, Montblanc. Let's remove this. Waterman, Leonardo, Sailor. Like that I'm putting out all the names, and then I'm going to put them in order. Because putting them out in order while they're sort of just like spread out everywhere seems like a bit too much work. Also, there are so many. We'll leave the box of to be clean stuff there. Conklin. All right. I have a couple left to sort. Conklin, Esterbrook. Medium mini stub. Fine. Thank you. He was such a fun guest to have on. Do I have any that start with A? No, but I've got a B. I've got a C. Let's not do that. C. Do I have a D? I don't. I've got a couple E's though. Or do I just have Esterbrook? Just have Esterbrook. Ferris Wheel Press comes after Faber-Castell. Ferris Wheel Press. H. I think Heinz is next. Do I have an I? I don't have an I. These are Monteverde. Horizon. Kaweco. All right, Heinz, H-I. I don't have an I, but I do have a J. And Jinhao. Oh, Hongdian. Jinhao. K, Kaweco. L, Leonardo. M. There's not a pen there yet, but whatever. There will be by the time I film the video. Monteverde. Navaler. How many P's do I have? Pelican, Pilot, and Parker. So Parker. Then Pelican, Pilot. S-A. This is, I've lost my mind, but I've realized that I hadn't done any of my nib swatches on the same paper since I got back from Chicago in May, and that I'd sold pens since then. And if I was going to sit down and film my fountain pen fountain pen 2024 collection video, I sort of needed writing samples of all my pens on the same paper. And so I've just updated all my swatches. And actually, it's only taken an hour and 10 minutes. I expected worse. Waterman, Wancher, Weaver. Wancher comes first, then Waterman. The funny thing is, the Weaver, however you say it, I'm just harvesting the nib from it. The pen is broken beyond repair, but I like the nib in it. It's a very nice 14 karat gold nib, and I want the nib. So at some point I need to actually harvest the nib from it. So let's put these all back together so that in the next couple weeks I can film this video. Actually, I guess I also have to go through the boxes of nibs and see what in there has to be added. I'm sure there's stuff that's in the nibs that I haven't got on this paper. Yeah, honestly. It's like Parker, Pelikan, and Pilot. I need more pen brands that start with other letters. But I honestly assumed that it would take longer. Apparently I'd swatched some when I got back from the Chicago Pen Show, but not all of them. And it also gave me an excuse to like go through pens and see what maybe I wanted to clean. I already had a small like pens to wash pile. I've added some other stuff. So I'll probably clean pens next week, because this week's pretty busy. But I sort of felt like I needed a Zen task on this Monday. And then Parker. And then Monteverde. This is the funniest one because I don't yet. It's not on my desk yet, but it will be when I shoot the video. It's my Christmas present to myself, and the plan is to shoot the video. Most of the video will be shot before Christmas, but I plan to go back and add that pen, and so I want everything set up. I guess I should take this out then. I just like want to have everything ready to go so that when that pen arrives, I guess it's already in the house. When I finally get to open the pen, I can include it. But I like these sort of swatch cards because they're handy to have at pen shows, because on the back I have the color of the pen and the model of pen, and so it tells me exactly what pen I own. Because it was something I regretted at Chicago this year, was that my entire setup was digital, and it meant that when I was looking at things that I wasn't totally sure if I owned or not, it was like, have I ordered this already, or did I just talk about ordering it? The Wi-Fi sort of sucked, and I didn't have cell service inside the hotel for whatever reason, and so I regretted not having a physical system, and that's sort of what spurred me into actually doing all the cards. And they've been great at pen shows because they mean I know exactly what I have. It's like, oh, my TWSBI is an Eco and in dark sapphire. And if I want to pick based on pen size, nib size, the nibs are all in the front. It means that I've got interchangeable nibs. Then I've got the ability to put them in stuff. That sentence didn't make sense. if things have interchangeable nibs, I know sort of what they fit into. But I should just make a nib section. Maybe that'll be my next project at some point. That's a good one. I don't actually own a Pineider, but that's... yeah, there we go. At some point I'll do nibs. I've got so many spare nibs, and my issue is I keep ordering spare JoWo number 5 nibs, but I only have 2 pens that take JoWo number 5 nibs, and so I've got a huge stash of JoWo number 5 nibs, and only 2 pens they fit into. So we'll do something about that at some point. For now, though, here we go. All of there, Extra Fine Stubbish by Matthew Chen on an M205 Rose Quartz. I love these cards. Because depending on which way you flip through the deck, I should really label brands on both sides of the cards. Maybe I'll do that today, once this is done. I think I'll do that once this is done, so that no matter which way you're flipping through it, you know which brands you're looking at. But for now, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.